Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Ask Jimmy Smith. Today, I'm excited to be bringing to you a portion of my first YouTube live that I did recently with my friend Ryan Reger. And Ryan has been instrumental and impacted my life so much. All of my content has come from his groups, his information, and we ended up partnering together, doing a course, and it's become what you see today on the YouTube channel and over 1,000 success stories, which if you want to see over 500 of those, you can go to AskJimmySmith.com/success. So you know I'm not making it up, but we've had over 1,000 success stories come from the content that we did together. And I wanted to bring to you a portion of that very first YouTube live that we did recently. Now, that YouTube live was a whole presentation over an hour long on the Amazon FBA success framework. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you your Amazon FBA success framework simplified. So you're going to get a much smaller portion of it, the basics of it. But in that much longer webinar, which is linked below, you can see all of the information. We went through the myths of it. We went through success stories. We went through the framework simplified portion that I'm going to show you in a minute. We went through challenges that you'll discover, all kinds of stuff. So we answered questions, everything. So in this video, it's a much shorter one for those of you that may not have that full hour, but if you do have that time, I recommend clicking the link in the description and you can go to that full YouTube live. If you're interested in any more information on Ryan, you can check out his website, ryanreger.com. Check out his podcast, Streams of Income Radio, his book, all kinds of stuff. He's amazing and has been just instrumental in everything in my life. Also, we put together a really cool combo that we talked about at the end of that YouTube live, which is a combination of my community, my course information that has had so many success stories, as well as his community, which is a much more family-like atmosphere. It's a little smaller, but it has so much more information regarding Walmart and eBay and Amazon and WhatsApp groups and all kinds of stuff. So we put together a cool offer where we both have both of our communities together, plus some extra bonuses. You can check that out at amzlegends.com/replens combo. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the Amazon FBA Success Framework Simplified. It's a mouthful, I know, but you're going to love it. So let's go ahead and get into that video.
Okay.
All right, so we haven't even gotten to the framework yet. We've just
I know. Let's go through that because that's the guts of this, and we want you. This is how to be successful. So, steps to success. This is our legend success path. So, Jimmy, you want to break this down and go over what, because this is basically the steps for everybody, no matter you're just starting or you are where you are. And so, what does each of these levels look like?
So what I love about this is it kind of corresponds to a lot of the things that I talk about in the Replens course that we did together. But what I want to focus people's attention on, because I know there's a lot of words, right? So like from a PowerPoint standpoint, this is probably the worst slide we could ever include, but it's the best one to show like what you're focused on, because we want you to see the whole picture, right? The things that you're going through, the characteristics, the milestones, the action items. So within each level, Ryan has given the action items that you need to be taking to hit that particular, I guess, what would I call that? Band of success, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a warrior, the very first one is warrior, the foundations of your business. Some of you may already be past this point. And so I want to point you to the middle column, which is the milestones, because the very first milestone is to get your first sale, but also do your second shipment, because we want to make sure that you're not just doing one shipment. We want you to do a second one as well. And then set a goal, whatever your goal is. I personally recommend that the goal should be action items because you can control that, as I mentioned earlier, versus saying, I want to sell $10,000 a month, right? If you say, I want to find 30 replens in 30 days, that is a good goal because you can take the action to hit it. But the first milestone, we make that first band very simple, but what I love about it is it's simple enough that you can accomplish it decently quickly, but you're still going to know more than, I don't know, 95% of the people out there for how to sell on Amazon, right? Especially businesses. You're going to know so much more after doing 2 shipments, getting a sale, having your goals. There's things that go into it. Now, I typically would say that after that first band, hopefully, once you're doing a couple different shipments, you're going to be over a certain goal already, a revenue goal. I think personally with me, that second band, the gladiator building confidence one, the milestones there is confident with Keepa, which we haven't explained in this webinar, but for those of you that don't know, I talk about it on my YouTube channel at Ask Jimmy Smith, talk about it in the course and Legends. Keepa is the most important software, in my opinion, to utilize so that you can see that sales history. You can see the pricing history. You can see the seller history. So you can have confidence in the buying or in the inventory that you're buying. And so at that level, you'll probably be around $1,000 to $2,000 a month, in my opinion, because you're going to be confident with Keepa at that level. You're going to be sourcing and shipping consistently at that level. And what I love too about Legends and the group is that we've got Keepa quizzes for people. So if you pass those quizzes, you can go through, see different graphs and what they look like and give your response if you would buy it or not. So your goal is to pass those and to fill out a shipping calendar, which I assume, I actually haven't looked at that, Ryan. Is that the calendar of their goals to do their shipments each?
Essentially, yeah. It's just as another thing we've noticed that people, and you're going to talk about this in another slide, is that they're consistent with shipments. It's not like, we see people like Kate who have, I think she's not shipping every single day. She's got people that come to her house. She's got a basement turned into her warehouse, but essentially people are consistent. It's not like, hey, the last time I sent out a shipment was 2 weeks ago. That just doesn't work if you want to hit your goals. So we typically see people say that I'm going to source on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, ship Thursday and Friday, for example, or whatever. They have some type of schedule that they're keeping to.
Okay, awesome. And also the spending goal sheet, which spending is one of the main things that you've got to do, because the spending leads to you buying inventory, which leads to you selling that inventory, right? If you're buying the right things. So those first two bands can be relatively quick, depending on how you view your Amazon business, how quickly you're going through that. It could be within a 2-month period. It could be within a 6-month period. Really depends on how much time that you put towards it, but it can go fairly quickly. Now, the third level there, Centurion and outsourcing. I love the outsourced one piece in that milestone because the key to scaling any business is outsourcing things, right? Creating systems and outsourcing them. Now, the outsourcing one piece could be outsourcing to a software, could be outsourcing to a virtual assistant. It doesn't have to be you're hiring an employee and you're getting a warehouse, right? It can be I'm outsourcing my repricing of my inventory to a software program, or I'm going to get a virtual assistant to help me source more products or to handle account management. Very simple to do. Understanding your numbers is the next one. I would hope that you will have been buying profitable products throughout this time, but you really need to have a good feel for your numbers, whether you're adding in new software costs and how much you're spending. And we've got the course within Legends for that. It's not one that I did, it's one with Chris Lovelace, right?
The know your numbers, yes.
Yes. Okay. So we did an outsourcing course together, me, you, and Honey, right? But then the first course was with Chris. So that's where you can learn about understanding your numbers, completing your goal worksheet. You can tell there's goals in every action item. I just want to point that out because goals are important. And then setting up your repricer would be outsourcing that one piece. So a bunch of different ways to do that. Again, that can be accomplished fairly quickly once you feel that you're ready. Personally, I recommend a repricer once you get over 100 active SKUs. So if that gives you any indication, that could happen in 2 months, that could happen in 6, like I mentioned earlier. So that can go very, quickly depending on your time involved. The fourth one is the Spartan, the systems. So systems in place is the milestone. We want you to be having some less hours in your business so that you can start to look at either other opportunities. You can start to bolt this one down. And maybe it's not necessarily less hours working in your business. It might be less hours working on the tasks you shouldn't be doing in your business, right? You can still work a lot in the business and go find a bunch more products. But we want you to be building systems and looking at inventory management. So there's easy worksheets for that I give in the course. There's Replens Dashboard, the software company that Ryan mentioned earlier that I'm a part of and help to build. Whatever it is that helps you to manage your repurchasing of products is what you need to be at for that specific milestone. Creating standard operating procedures, tons of content in Legends for that, and in the Replens group as well. And then again, the goal worksheet. What are you trying to hit? And once you complete that milestone, then moving on to the next one. And then the last one, which is Legend or Freedom, it's you've reached your Amazon goals, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe you wanted to make $10,000 a month in sales, which is about, $2,000 to $3,000 a month in profit, or maybe you wanted to hit $100,000 a month. And then adding one or more streams of income. Those can be, fairly simple, or you can, create something that's a little bit more complex. It's really up to you. And Ryan's got all the content for that in the streams of income group and on his podcast and his book. So those are the I guess that would be the framework, the foundation for building it within the Replens course that we did together, Ryan. What I love about it is I actually gave different stages. If you're trying to go from $0 to $100,000 per month, well, the first stage is 0 to 10. That's where you're doing those first 2 bands, most likely. Right? And then from 10 to 40, you're focusing on outsourcing in that 3rd band. You're outsourcing from 10 to 40. Now, that could also mean that you hit the next 2 bands there if your goal was to make, hit $25,000 a month or something. But the next stage is 40 to 70, and then 70 to 100, and then 100 and beyond. And that's exactly what I cover throughout the whole course. The majority of it, though, is figuring out that first $10,000 a month. How do you find these products? How do you, send them in, all that kind of stuff. And so, that's the path. Hopefully, if anybody's got questions, happy to answer it. But do you have any other thoughts?
I would say, look at these milestones, and I'll put this, link on the page I'm going to share later. And also I'm going to probably use this as my podcast episode for this week. And I will put this success path in that podcast page. So you guys could go to streamsofinkomeradio.com. You'll be able to see this. It'll be the most recent episode. But would you say, Jimmy, just like going down through each one of these essentially is your to-do list for an Amazon seller?
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a lot more we could add to it, but from a higher level perspective.
Yeah, I would say that's the case. I mean, those are pretty much your goals, right? I need to do a sale, I need to do my second shipment, and I need to hit, whether it's, I personally think, a sourcing goal of 30 replens in 30 days, but you could set your goals based off sales if you wanted to. Just realize your actions have to follow that goal as well. So it's up to you. But I think those are perfect.
Yeah. So for those of you listening, not watching this video, first sale, get your second shipment out, set a goal for your business, or at least set a goal for the first part of your business. That's the first milestone at a warrior level. The next level is you're learning keeper. You're becoming confident with it, but you're taking action. You're sourcing and shipping consistently. The next level, centurion, you've outsourced one piece of your business. You understand your numbers. The next level, you're putting systems in place. You got inventory management in place. And the last level is you've reached your Amazon goals, and you've added one or more streams of income to your business. So that's basically it. This is your path forward. And this is what I see everybody do. No matter where they are, they're somewhere on this path. And if you follow these steps, you're going to be successful. There's just no way you won't be. If you're doing the same things that everybody else is doing, you're going to get what they had. So
what I love about this slide, I guess, or this chart, you've got the milestones, but you've also got the action items that they need to be doing to hit those milestones, right? So there's a lot of different things that can be done, right? And I love that it's focused. And so I think I don't remember when you added this because it wasn't in the initial Legends group.
Right. No, recently, the last year and a half or so.
Okay. Yeah. It was a really cool chart, and I always liked it. So.
Hey, I hope that you enjoyed your Amazon FBA Success Framework Simplified video. Still a mouthful, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, any comments on this specific framework, please leave those below. Comment below. I go through as many comments as I can. I'd like to say everyone, but I'm sure that there might be some here or there that I miss. But I go through as many as I possibly can and respond to them. So comment below your thoughts on that framework. Do you have any questions that I can help answer? As I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, go ahead and check out our combo of my community plus Ryan's community at amzlegends.com/replens combo. It's a really cool opportunity that we've never done before, and I'm excited to see where this goes and how you can become hopefully the next success story. Again, we've had over 1,000 of them, so there's nothing holding you back as we have gone through so many different case studies, together over the last few years. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope that this helped you and blessed you, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day and a blessed rest of your week.